Hello again, folks, and welcome to Black Bear Outdoors. Now that we've dealt with our pesky bank robbing bandits, it's time to get on with today's topic. We have a very special treat for you guys today and another lever action rifle in our lineup. This particular one is the Henry Big Boy Classic with the brass receiver, and it is chambered in 357 Magnum as well as 38 Special. Now, even though Henry Repeating Arms that manufactures this rifle is named after Benjamin Tyler Henry, who was the designer and manufacturer of the original Henry rifles from about 1860 to 1866, which also ended up being the baseline for the creation of the Winchester rifle. They are not affiliated. It's not the same company. So Henry Repeating Arms has been around since about 96, creating what they refer to, and a lot of others, as a modern classic. They utilize the tried and tested lever action system, and they make a number of different models of rifles as well as a few shotguns. So guys, what we're going to be doing next is we're going to take the Henry into the table, take a closer look at the features that it offers, and then we'll take it outside and see how well it performs. Stay tuned. All right, folks, now that we've got the Henry on the table, let's take a closer look at it. Now, firstly, the rifle has been cleared of any ammunition, and there's no ammunition around it, and all the directions that we're going to be manipulating it in has been cleared as safe. I'm also wearing my blue gloves. That's just not to leave too many fingerprints on the rifle. These lights tend to accentuate it very much. All right, so as usual, let's go from the muzzle end and we'll work our way backwards. So the first thing about it that you'll notice is that it's got a 20-inch octagonal barrel. Now, apparently, if my research is correct, the octagonal barrel was used in the Old West to make sure that the barrel is still in alignment when they messed around with it quite a lot. However, it's a thick barrel, so that leans itself towards longevity, accuracy, and a great thing about it is you can fire multiple rounds and it doesn't heat up. You can still touch the barrel, it won't burn you. So that's an absolutely awesome little feature. It comes with a front side blade with a brass bead in the front, so it's fairly easy to pick up. And you'll notice the magazine tube is a little bit different from other lever actions you might have seen. You'll notice what looks like a brass bullet that's at the bottom of the magazine tube there. And the way to load it is you remove the inner tube, and that will expose that little hole so you can drop your rounds in there, right? So that's a very unique thing about the Henrys. And it's very reminiscent of how rimfire rifles used to load. Not very common with centerfire. And a few people actually believe that that is a much slower way of loading a rifle, and they prefer the side gates, but we'll take a closer look at that when we hit the range. The capacity of this magazine in 357 is 10 plus 1 in the chamber, and I believe 38 Special is 11 plus 1 in the chamber. You'll notice it's got a very nice looking brass barrel band there that accentuates the beautiful American walnut handguard that it's got there. When you purchase your Henry, it's going to come out with a set of buckhorn sights like this. Now, for me personally, I find them fairly difficult to shoot, but any buckhorns, not the Henry ones. As far as buckhorns go, they do have really nice buckhorns, but they're very serviceable. Personally, I prefer Skinner sights, which is a peep sight and so on, right? Moving back to the receiver here, you can see it's that beautiful brass receiver that's been hardened and toughened up so it can withstand all the forces. You'll notice at the top of the receiver it's also been tapped from the factory for your favorite optic, or in my case, like I said before, is maybe a set of Skinner sights, right? Now, the way the rifle functions is when the lever is pulled down, you'll notice that the bolt moves backwards. It will pick up around from the magazine tube, and once the lever goes back forward, it'll chamber the round and you're ready to fire. And you can just rinse and repeat, right? Until you're out of rounds. The fit and finish on this rifle is immaculate. And again, this American walnut makes for a beautiful straight stock here that you can see. And it even has a beautiful brass butt plate as well. But everything is immaculately done on this rifle. Interesting thing is that it does have a little bit of weight to it, right? Now you kind of notice that when you pick the rifle up, it feels heavier than you'd expect. And that helps quite a lot with the recoil mitigation, which we'll be taking a look at as well when we hit the range. But the odd thing is, once you shoulder the rifle, it's barely noticeable. I didn't notice it, to be honest with you. So that's kind of the features that the rifle comes with, guys. It's a lever gun, so not too many crazy features. It just really works well. So yeah, let's take it out and see how well it works. Stay tuned. All right, folks, the first thing that we're going to do when we get to the range is we're going to take a look at the point of impact. Now, this rifle is chambered in two different calibers, so what we want to see is where the two calibers print in relation to each other. Now, just a couple of caveats. This rifle has not been sighted in from the factory yet. It's just factory sights. And we're not going to try and shoot tiny little groups with it. Not today, at least. We'll still do a decent accuracy video for it. And I probably won't be able to either because I'm not very good at buckhorn sights. So yeah, guys, so what we're going to do is we're going to shoot the 357, take a look at where it prints, and then shoot the 38s and take a look at where that prints. Let's see what happened. As you can see, there was a couple of flyers with the 38s. That's just operator error and the lack of time behind buckhorn sights. But what we did learn was that the 38s print quite a bit higher than the 357s, and you'll have to adjust your sights considering what rounds you're going to be using the most. Is it a big enough difference that you go through all that trouble? Well, you decide. Not too long ago, Henry released a side gate version of their rifles that provides the best of both worlds, where you can either load via the side gate or via the tube as per normal. Now, is the side gate really faster? We're going to load 10 rounds into the Henry and see how it goes. So is that faster or slower? You be the judge. Next up, we're going to take a look at the recoil. And the 357, which is a very powerful handgun round, actually has less recoil, in my subjective opinion, than the 223 or a 556, for example, shooting it out of this rifle. Now, if my research is correct, and I've checked this out online as well, it seems that shooting this 357 out of a longer barrel like the 20-inch barrel as opposed to a 4-inch revolver barrel gives you about 600 feet per second more. So as a side note, just listen to with what authority it actually hits that steel plate at around 100 yards. So no real recoil to talk of. However, check out what it does with a 38 Special. It feels like you're shooting a 22, if that. right, folks, there you have it. Our final thoughts on the rifle. Well, it's a beautifully made rifle. If you want to display it, go ahead. It certainly will fit that bill. It's also a workhorse, right? So it is a tool, so it's going to get nicks and scratches and things like that if you use it. But hey, it's a tool, right? It is a beautifully shooting rifle. It shoots flat. It shoots with almost no recoil. So for recoil sensitive people, this might be a very, very good option because you can still fire a powerful round, but not have to deal with all of that recoil, right? Again, the idea that it shoots two different calibers. If you just want to do some light blinking, the 38 will be fun. And the 357 is a very, very useful round for things like deer hunting, even, you know, for defending your campsite, for example, against all kinds of critters. And with the right loads, like a buffalo boar, for example, it might even be a very good bear defense option as well. The gun is made in immaculate fashion. It's an absolutely beautiful piece. And guys, one thing that I'm pretty impressed with Henry Repeating Arms as well is their little slogan that says made in America or not made at all, and they back that up with a lifetime warranty. So from our end, we think this is a fantastic little rifle, and you'll definitely see more of it on the channel. We'll still do a proper accuracy test with it and so forth. So guys, I hope you enjoyed our video. If you learned something new or just had fun with it, please give us a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button on the next page, going to look like a black bear badge, and leave us a comment down below. Those help us out immensely with staying alive in YouTube in this vast ocean of content that's out there. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you next time.